Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing my summer haul. I say summer because I honestly don't know when I got these books. I just know that it's been in the last 3 months-ish. So sometime between May to now, I got this lovely pile of books. Where I'm going to put them, I don't know. Don't ask me. Just, they're not on the floor other than right now, so it's fine. Yeah? Great. Let's get into these, because there's a lot. First one, Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. I feel like I might have bought this for my sister, and she read it and enjoyed it, didn't love it, which is totally fine, and asked if I wanted it. I want to read it, and since it was free, why not? Then we have A Brief History of Timekeeping by Chad Orzo, which is a nonfiction about, you guessed it, timekeeping. I love nonfiction, it does what it says on the tin. I was just really intriguing. I am intriguing. I mean, I am, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this. It's the science of marking time from Stonehenge to atomic clocks, which sounds so cool. So I'm absolutely psyched about this. Will I get to it this year? God only knows. Because let's be realistic here. Buying and reading books are two completely different hobbies. June's Illumicrate? I don't know, is We All Fall Down by Rose Jabo. I don't know what this one is about, but there are some serious racism issues with this, so whether I ever read it, I don't know. I did get it in a book box. It's a gorgeous edition, but moving on. July's Illumicrate was The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd-Jones. This is Welsh something or other. Once upon a time, the kingdoms of Wales were rife with magic and conflict. An 18-year-old Mur is well acquainted with both. She's the last living water diviner and can manipulate water with magic, which is a unique elemental power many would kill to possess. She's been running from a prince who forced her into his service and kill. Now all she wants is a life away from politics, and obviously that's not about to happen. So I got that one. That one actually sounds really good. I also, while we're talking Illumicrate, got my last Illumicrate box, which is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I am beyond excited to read this. Have I read it yet? No, because don't be stupid. But I'm beyond excited to read this, and I do think this is a gorgeous copy. It's got nice little traced, stenciled, sprayed, whatever. It's got pretty edges. It is a gorgeous copy. I may also have bought 4 other copies of it. Nope, 3. I have one from Waterstones, one the normal edition from Barnes & Noble, and then the exclusive edition from Barnes & Noble. Don't judge me. Let's see, and then I have Reign of the Wolf, the Saga of Yellowstone's Legendary Druid Pack by Rick McIntyre. I got this when I took my cousin for our cousin date / his birthday up to Ely to the Wolf Center there. They had cubs, they're adorable. They have actual names now, but their nicknames then were Captain Kidd and Blackbeard, which I like better than their real names, but anyway, they were very cute. So this is, again, nonfiction. It is what it is. Druid Peak Pack, most famous pack in Yellowstone National Park, maybe even the world. That's a dramatic statement. This is the story of its remarkable leader, Wolf 21, and his fierce love for his mate, the formidable Wolf 22. Apparently we don't name wolves other than numbers. But anyway, it sounded interesting. And I also got Names for Light, A Family History. Oh, I should have looked up your name. By Thierry Mio Kia Mient. I will look that up, I promise. She is haunted by what she cannot remember, traverses time and memory in 3 generations of family history against post-colonial violence and racism as she revisits cities where her parents and grandparents lived. Her family's stories, which intertwine oral narrative with the official and mythic histories of Myanmar. Oh yes, River, don't hurt yourself going to get food. Move into the present. Her own story moves into the past until they meet in a new light. This just sounds really interesting, and I need to go feed River. I'm trying to make sure that I buy not just white nonfiction, because my shelves are very, very heavy. Please hold. Okay, no worries, the dog's been fed. I also got The Poison King, Rome's Deadliest Enemy by Adrienne Mayer. This is the life and legend of Mithridates, which is a name that I know. Whether or not it's a name that I can explain why I know is a different question. Let's see. Ruthless king, visionary rebel who challenged the power of Rome in the 1st century BC. Okay, good enough for me. I have discovered that I want to learn everything ever, which is really not helpful for me because I can't learn everything ever, but we're gonna try. So I got this. Along those lines, I got If Walls Could Talk by Lucy Worsley. This is an intimate history of the home. Basically, this goes through rooms like the bedroom, the kitchen, the living room, and the bathroom, and talks about the changes in houses that we've seen from, I don't know, I think like the Middle Ages to now. So for example, bedrooms and living rooms and kitchens all used to be essentially one room, and you would sleep with your family from your grandparents to the littlest baby. Nowadays, we all have separate rooms in our houses. How we went from one to the other, that kind of stuff. I am really curious about this and excited I found it. This one should need absolutely no explanation. I don't have this Mercedes Lackey, and it's Annie Oakley and Elemental. Enough said. I also got some nice cheap books. I think this one was $4 from Barnes & Noble in their clearance section, and this is When Brains Dream by Antonia Zadra and Robert Stickgold. Go away, dog fur. Dreaming, sleeping, science. You do remember the whole I want to learn everything about everything, right? To Rule the Waves by Bruce D. Jones is another one of those. How control of the world's oceans shapes the fate of the superpowers. Nonfiction, does what it says on the tin. I am very curious, and I also just really have a thing about water and how it affects the world. I don't know why, but here we are. It would explain why I'm in Duluth. One of the copies of Babel, that is not the Illumicrate version. Ooh, this one I'm excited about. I'm excited about all of these. White Like Her by Gail Lukasik. Her mother, yes? Yeah. So Gail Lukasik explores her African-American mother's decision to pass, how she hid her secret even from her own husband, and the price she paid for choosing whiteness. Haunted by her mother's fear and shame, she embarks on a quest to uncover her mother's racial lineage, tracing her family to 18th century colonial Louisiana. In coming to terms with her decision to publicly out her mother, she changed how she views race and heritage. Which just sounds fascinating, because passing is a subject that we don't really talk about. I mean, people in the States don't really talk about race unless we are forced to, by things like murder. It's not a happy catalyst, but it's effective. Ugh. Anyway, and I read Passing by Nella Larson earlier this year and really enjoyed that. So I thought this would be a fascinating nonfiction look at it as well. Then I found The Lights of Prague by Nicole Jarvis, which is, there's mysterious creatures. The only thing stopping those predators are the dauntless lamplighters, elite monster hunters, who stave off darkness each night. Our main character leads a life teeming with fraught encounters of the worst evil, who are bloodthirsty and soulless vampiric creatures called Pijavise. I really should have looked this up. But he finds solace, in the company of his friend, who is a widow with secrets of her own. And then, obviously, we go from there. This just sounded intriguing, and I thought, why not? I also found the cheap copy of Hollywood Spy by Susan Elia McNeil, which I am crazy excited for because this is the 10th book in the Maggie Hill Mystery Series, and I've been waiting for this for a year. So I need to read this before I go home in October so that my mom can read it as well, because she's really been enjoying the series. But I am very excited about this. World War II female spy. I also bought African Europeans by Olivette Otele, also for $4 in case you couldn't tell, which is a nonfiction about, people of African descent being in Europe for a hell of a lot longer than the 16th century. Because unlike what people seem to believe, they've been there for a long time. It's not like the Strait of Gibraltar is that big, or the people didn't go up from Egypt. Come on, people. So anyway, I bought this. I'm very excited. And the author is Black herself. So I'm very, very interested. And then, if I can pick them up, I got these separately, but it turns out they're about the same thing. So the first one, another one of those cheap ones, is about DNA. The Secret of Life, Rosalind Franklin, James Watson, Francis Crick, and the Discovery of the DNA's Double Helix by Howard Markle. This is the nonfiction version. of it and how they figured out what the double helix was and DNA and all that kind of stuff. And then I got really excited because Barnes & Noble had that 50% off thing. I was very good. I only bought the one book. Very proud. And that is Her Hidden Genius by Marie Benedict. This is about, oh god, what is her name? I am horrible. Rosalind Franklin. Literally on the cover. Rosalind Franklin, the woman who found it. It is a fiction novel about it, but I'm very excited to read these two essentially side by side and see how they compare. And then the last one I got is Widen the Window by Elizabeth Stanley, which is basically how to make your brain function properly after trauma. I do have another book about trauma as well, whatever the other one is, The Body Keeps the Score, that people kind of recommend in tandem. I haven't read that one either, but at some point I need to, and I got this for $4 and it's been recommended to me a couple of times. So now I have it. Right. Am I sure there are more books that I've bought this summer? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do I know where they are or what they are? Absolutely not. They are somewhere on these shelves, but I have close to 2,000 books, people. So if we could just pretend that I actually have control over my own brain, that would be great. In the meantime, those are the books that I know that I bought this summer. Again, I'm sure there's more, I just don't know which ones they are. So that's what we're going with. If you want to read any of these books, have read any of these books, want me to prioritize any of these books, etc., etc., let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye!